Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio for a Tuesday, March the 8th. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, ready to break down the Tuesday NBA card. We've got a smaller slate, which usually is the case on Tuesdays, 6 games on tap, ready to get into them. 19-4 now for me with the best bets. I got to mention it. It's been, I can't believe it's gotten to that point. Detroit Pistons not only plus the points last night, but outright winner in overtime against the Atlanta Hawks. That was, as Dutch would say, a beautiful thing. Actually, I think overall the night was pretty solid overall for the most part in the last night's card. So we'll see if we can keep it going here tonight on this Tuesday here with this NBA slate. Let's start with Brooklyn and Charlotte. Brooklyn, 4.5-point road favorites, 239.5 the total in this game. Brooklyn on the road, where if I'm ever going to back Brooklyn, it's going to be on the road because, away from the house, they're going to have Kyrie Irving most likely available to suit up for them, and he will be in the starting five tonight. It looks like right now, same guys that are out. Aldridge still out. Simmons hasn't played yet, so neither of them are back tonight for Brooklyn. But they will have Kyrie. That is significant as they try to break out of this 4-game losing streak that they're in, back-to-back losses to the Toronto Raptors, and then they lose to Miami and Boston after that. Pretty tough schedule, though, so they take a bit of a step down in class here against Charlotte, who are actually off back-to-back wins against Cleveland and San Antonio. But again, when you ask them to beat better squads, it's not necessarily been the case for the Hornets. It kind of feels like if the Nets are going to snap out of this, it's going to be here in this game against the Charlotte Hornets. Do I want to lay 4.5 with them? Don't love the number. Don't love laying points with Brooklyn. But if I'm going to do it, it's on the road. If I'm going to do it, it's against a weaker team like Charlotte. It does feel like it's a net spot to me. And I would lean Brooklyn here in this. Don't love it, but I'd lean to the Brooklyn side a little bit. Dutch, what do you think here, Brooklyn and Charlotte?
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and DJs for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Now, it is Tombstone Tuesday, and your boy's out for blood. In the NBA, well, that's just our game. Yeah, man. Hey, big shout out to our guy Viper. Dennis Get Money with the positive vibes. I see you, Billy Brisbane. Yeah, man. Hey, I know this is an NBA show, but I have to say, today was a beautiful motherfucking day. Starting off, we did get Mr. Russell Wilson, the real Russ in this business. Yeah, man. Russell Wilson. And I don't give a fuck what y'all say. If they say we gave too much, never that. Never that. These quarterbacks are hard to come by. We got ourselves one talented motherfucker, and most of all, a leader. Broncos up. But yeah, man, back to this game, back to the association, most importantly, because you know what we're here to do, hit these motherfuckers straight over the head. And that's what we're going to do in this game, and that's what the Brooklyn motherfucking Nets are going to do to the little Hornets. I believe it. I second everything my man Ian said. I'm a little more confident in this play. I'm not worried. I did lock it in at 3. I'm not worried about the 4.5, 5. This should be double digits, man. If you watched that game over the weekend, you've seen against the Celtics, we're talking Brooklyn, Boston, and you've seen KD, man. Very frustrated. Didn't like the he came back, giving all out effort in both games and coming up short. This motherfucker don't like to lose, bro. He's not used to losing like that. Kyrie, say what he will, girlfriend bullshit talk. I mean, he didn't play well at all in Boston. I look for him to bounce back, have a game against these boys who really probably just look up to Kyrie, want to be Kyrie, LaMelo, Rozier, all these guys, Oubre, all these motherfuckers just trying, I think he's going to put work on them. They'll try to play one-on-one basketball with them, and that's not going to work out when you got the two best, probably one-on-one players in the game on one team. I just think Brooklyn's going to get it. I like LaMarcus out there, but come on, man, Drummond, do your thing. Get some good minutes from Claxton off the bench. I believe Cam Thomas is questionable as well, but to me, it's not about offense with fucking Brooklyn, man. We talked about this off the show a little bit. I don't want Dragic out there, man. When you got Kyrie and fucking KD, you don't need Goran Dragic out there. Defensive liability, motherfucker. Like, you got Patty Mills, too. Come on, man. Like, get some guys out there that can play some defense and have Kyrie and KD run the motherfucking show. This game should be 15 points by mid-third quarter, early fourth. I love Brooklyn here. 4-0-1 ATS, last 5 on the road. Like my guy Ian said, this is where you want to back Brooklyn on the road. 6-1-1 ATS. Last 8 after allowing 125 plus points, which they did to Boston. Hornets are 1-5 ATS after win 2-8 straight up last 10 at the house and 3-8 straight up last 11 overall in conference. Like we mentioned, the Hornets don't really rebound, so we don't have to worry about the size too much, which usually affects Brooklyn a lot here. Brooklyn should handle business in Charlotte. We'll go ahead and lay the -4, 4.5.
All right, Dutch liking the Brooklyn side as well. And yes, Bronco fans, including Dutch, very excited about the future and what it may hold with Russell Wilson now in the fold for the Broncos. No more Drew Lock nightmares, no more Paxton Lynch nightmares, and no more Trevor Simeon nightmares, and no more scrub quarterback nightmares in your future now with Russell Wilson at the helm. What do you think here, Wham, with Brooklyn, Charlotte?
Yeah, man. I'm glad he got his stuff off, man. Shout out to the
Yeah.
Denver Broncos. I,
Yeah.
I hope y'all success. I hope you guys have success. But
They made their move. They made their move
yeah,
on the
good
hot chick,
job.
and they got the chick. That's
Good
all that
job.
matters. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but both these teams they're 32 and 33. Seventh and eighth seed in the East. Very important game. I expect both teams to be locked in here. Nets obviously over the last 20 games they only won 3 of those games. But they haven't had the two guys that we talked about. Even my guy does say he don't even care about their offense, even though they ranked dead last in the category over the last few games. You know, he don't care because those guys haven't been able to play together. So now that they are in the lineup, you expect the offense to automatically be there. I think the offense will be there with the Nets here. I did lock in the Nets at -2.5. I would say take it right now at the 4.5. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you beat the, I got the ass end of the number, so I don't feel as confident in saying that right now. But I do endorse, the Nets have a double digit win, like my guy said as well. So I think it's a real important game for these guys. Kyrie said it's not a do or die game, but they got to do the little things, to win every single night. So I expect him to do whatever it takes to win a game, and I expect KD to do exactly what it takes, especially after Jason Tatum did him like that. So I think he's gonna have a better game tonight. So I like them full game for sure. But as far as any props in this game, I did have Kelly Oubre to go off on this game. I believe it's at 14. He's hit that 4 of the last 5 games, 14 and a half points. I believe Kelly Oubre gets to the points today, shooting 40% from three over the last 5 games. So I expect him to get that, have a bounce back game. He had a bad game last game. Today's the bounce back game. We know the defense is not going to really be there for the Nets. So I like Kelly Oubre to go over 14 and a half points as well.
All right, there we go. All right, next up we've got Phoenix, Orlando. Phoenix Suns 6.5 point road favorites, 221 the total in this one. The money's come in on Orlando, and when you look at the Phoenix personnel situation, initially you can kind of see maybe why that is because Chris Paul's out and Booker's out and Cam Johnson's also out for Phoenix. I mean, those are three very important players for the Suns not going to suit up tonight. But boy, other than that, this number still looks very, very cheap on Phoenix. I mean, they're just so much the better squad, even without Paul and without Booker and without Cameron Johnson. They probably can still find a way to win this basketball game and maybe even cover the number. Now, they are 1-4 ATS their last 5 games. Their only point spread cover was at home against Portland, where they beat down the Blazers. They barely beat the Knicks. They lost, of course, to the Bucks in Milwaukee on Sunday afternoon, the TV game. Utah, New Orleans, they lost those 2 games. But when they're road favorites, which they are here against bad teams, they are they've been great. They're 6-2 ATS. Their last 8 is a road favorite. Look what happened the last time they were road favorites at OKC, and I didn't even think that was a great spot for them. They were without Paul and Booker that night against OKC, won by 20 in that game, and they're deep, which a couple people in the chat are mentioning. That is true. This is a deep rotation and bench that Monty Williams has to work with these Suns. Yeah, you don't have Paul. Yeah, you don't have Booker. Yeah, you don't have Cameron Payne. But you still got Aaron Holiday. You've still got Landry Shamet, who's going to get more time and who's productive, who's shown you he can be productive. Mikal Bridges is going to get more opportunity. You got Crowder and Craig in the front court with Ayton. They're going to get opportunities. Cam Payne, of course, has come back as well for the Suns lately. Having him play more is not always a bad thing because he can go out there and play well for you. I understand that Phoenix is hurting a little bit and shorthanded tonight, but where's the evidence to trust Orlando? It's just been disappointing for them. They got crushed by Memphis, especially when they play really good competition. They really can't hang. They lost by 15 at Utah, by 10 at Denver. They get blown out by 21 on their home floor to Atlanta. They just haven't been able to really rise up against the best teams. I'm actually going to lay the points here with Phoenix. I think it's just too cheap, even with the injuries and who's out There's enough, there's still enough and depth on this Suns team to withstand this against a Orlando team that has not been good against better competition. And I've got the Magic too as well, 2-7 ATS their last 9 games as an underdog. Which tells you that they're obviously not expected to win these games, and they're not performing in these games. So even with the injury concerns, it feels short to me. So I'm going to look toward Phoenix here a little bit in this one. Wham, what do you think here? Suns, Magic.
Yeah, man, I was thinking Orlando in this spot. To be honest with you, I just think that the fact that Markelle Fultz is not going to play in the next game, he's going to play in this game here. Just maybe gets a little bit more minutes, and then the fact that he gets more minutes, it gets more offense to be a little bit more efficient when he's in the lineup. I think that's a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see what type of lineup that Monty Williams does put out there. Last game, he had 2 bigs out there with JaVale and Aiden. I think he may do the same thing with Mo Bamba and Wendell Carter, who's probable in this game. So I think he's going to play for sure. Without Book and without Cam Johnson, man, and Chris Paul, I just can't really. How long can I expect Campaign, bro, and Landry Shamet to just keep balling, bro? I just can't really bank on that shit, in my opinion. So I can only think to go against the Orlando Magic. To be real with you, I just don't trust those 2 guys right there alone, and they need to have that type of game. It just can't be all on Mikal Bridges. So and I don't think Aiden. He might be in for a good matchup today. So I think it's a little bit evened up the way it looks down low.
All right, Dutch, what do you think here? Suns, Magic.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Noli Knows. I see you, my dude. Tony B says Orlando for me. Teams West at home, and they got a Phoenix a look ahead spot. So we see that. Tiffany, you're absolutely right, young lady. You know exactly what I'm going to do with this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Back with it, please.
Yeah, we'll see if we get Dutch to put on those Lou Bega dancing shoes and that hat and get to backwood number 5 today. We'll see if that ends up happening here today. There's only 6 games, so if he gets to backwood number 5, we got problems today with only 6 games and 5 backwoods. What the fuck?
Don't tip me, bro.
Yeah,
Don't tip
yeah,
me, man.
yeah.
Don't tip me.
Yeah. We can't get to that point now with 6 games and 5 backwoods. So the Lou Bega days are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when there's bigger cards. When you can get to 5 backwoods, a lot easier than a day like today. Cleveland, Indiana. We've got Cleveland 3-point road favorites, 223.5 the total in this one. Money coming in on the Pacers here, down from 5-3 on the Cavs. And when you look at the Cavs, huge injury suffered by Jared Allen last night. It's unfortunate to see it. Fractured finger. It's a fractured left middle finger in the win against the Raptors, not last night, but Sunday night against Toronto. It's unfortunate to see that. He's going to undergo treatment evaluation the next several days, and it looks like this is going to be some time missed for Jared Allen, which is very unfortunate because obviously he's had a good season. LeVert remains out for the Cavaliers as well, so a little bit banged up. Cleveland, Garland, Okoro, Osman, Markkanen, and Mobley going to be the starting 5 for them tonight. As far as the Pacers are concerned, they've been a team that's been very, very disappointing, to say the least. To see this team at 22-44, just a disappointing year. They've back-to-back losses to the Pistons and the Wizards. Although losing to the Pistons isn't such a bad thing these days because Detroit is playing a lot better here in recent games. But losing to Washington 133-123, I cashed an over with Indiana in that game. To be honest with you, you know what you lose without Jared Allen? You lose a lot of rim protection. You lose a lot of defending in the paint area. This could be an over for me here in this game at 223. That's the way I'm going to approach it here. Pacers are an over team for me to begin with because they can score, certainly. They've shown that, especially Brogdon back running the point guard spot with Ty Halliburton, our guy, Buddy Hield and company, Brissett. They can score points, the Pacers. They just can't stop anybody. They can't stop a nosebleed most nights on the defensive end of the floor. So I think you're going to see probably a little bit brisker pace for a Cleveland game. Cleveland usually slows it down. They play good defense, but you lose a big defensive cog in Allen, especially around the rim. So I think the over's the value side here, or the value play in this one. As far as the side goes, if this line drops further, I'm going to have to look at Cleveland because they're the better team than Indiana, but I'm going to stay off the side for now. It's a little bit of a tricky spot for Cleveland, especially with the Heat coming up in their next game on Friday night. So maybe, and Chicago after that. So 2 big road games in a row for Cleveland. So You wonder if focus will be there. The Allen thing is significant. So I like the over more than either side here with the Cavs and the Pacers. Dutch, what do you think, Cleveland, Indiana?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Alfonso Scott. Bang bang. I see you, my dude. Mr. Brasco, JPZ, everybody in the motherfucking chat right now. What do we got? 234 motherfuckers. Smash the motherfucking like button. Share the video. Retweet it on Twitter. Do your motherfucking thing. Muchly appreciated. All we've been doing is giving out winners. I mean, Ian told you the motherfucking numbers. I give you 8 in a row on the freshest look. My man Wham consistently bam these motherfuckers straight over the head. And all we ask for is for you to share the motherfucking video and smash that motherfucking like button. And of course, subscribe if you have not. But yeah, man, banana grapes, you said it, bro. Super backwood. Backwood number 2.
Backwood number 2. All right, there we might get to 5 after all. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Come on, man. Sure. Come on, bro. My man Dennis Get Money had backwards set at over 2.5, minus 150. That's a pretty solid line. That's a pretty solid line.
Yeah, minus 150.
Wow.
Yeah, that's because he knows.
Wow.
He knows, bro.
Juice.
You gotta pay the juice. You gotta pay the juice because I go over goddamn near every day, bro. You know.
Yep. But the juice is sometimes worth the squeeze. So maybe it is
right.
today. We'll have to wait and see on that. But by the way, I didn't know it was 8 straight with the freshest look for Dutch winning. 8 straight freshest looks on the show. Way to go. There we go. So 8 straight freshest looks, 19-4 for me. Best bets the last 23. I mean, come on, right there. I just gave you 2 sets of stats from Dutch. Come on, hit the like button. You're right. That's 100%. Hit the like button after you hear something like that. 234 live viewers. We appreciate it. We're doing good work here on the show lately with the plays for the most part. We have bad days like everybody, but definitely been more good than bad lately. Wham, what do you think here, Cleveland, Indiana?
Yeah, man, I'm going back to the well with the Darius Garland double-double here in this spot. He's going to have to continue to produce as far as being a distributor, man. He has to continue to give the ball out, especially without Jared Allen. Some guys got to step up. They're not giving us the Kevin Love props, bro. I've been looking for him all day, man. When Jared Allen's out the game, last 4 times that's happened, he had 20-plus points, bro. I remember hitting that shit. So we right back at it, man. If we could get it again, they don't got it open, man. If I see it, I'm tweeting it out. But at this moment, I haven't seen it all yet. But Cedi Osman could be that next guy, though. You know, he did start right after he was announced out at the halftime. He was the guy that came out starting this play. So Cedi Osman, I expect to have a usage. We did see him have a pretty good points and assists span there that was going pretty good for a little bit, man. But I like Darius Garland, bro. I think he's just going to consistently to be assists. I think there is going to be points in this game, so I did think that's a really sharp look for Ian there. I do like that look as well. The Pacers, they lost 11 out of the last 14 games, bro. Their defense pretty much is the problem. You know, the offense recipe between these two is Darius Garland and Tyrese, bro. I'm trying to figure out which one to pay more attention to as far as points, but I'm just going to stick to the double-double for here as far as the official play, and I'm going to just leave it alone.
I don't know why the total's not moving, Star Child. You would think, but it hasn't. But that's okay. I don't concern myself too much with that shit. You know, where's the line? The line moved on Atlanta up to -8 just before that game tipped off against Detroit last night. Was I concerned? No. And sure enough, Pistons still got it done. So the line moves don't always, whatever. You stick to your guns. You stick to what you believe in. That's all that matters at the end of the day, and let the chips fall where they may. All right, New Orleans and Memphis. We've got Memphis 6.5-point home favorites in this game, 230.5 the total in this one. This should be interesting here. This is one of the games I'm most interested to watch tonight because the Grizzlies are, look, they've been amazing for the better part of the last month, if not the last 2 months. The level of basketball they've played has been terrific, but they're starting to level off. Regression, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but you know, Memphis is starting to at least come back down to earth a little bit. You know, it started actually right before the break. They had the loss to Portland as 12-point home favorites. And then after the break, you know, they've struggled to really find their absolute best and most consistent basketball night in, night out. At Minnesota, they lost. They beat Chicago, though, the next game on the road. They beat down San Antonio 118-105. And then after that, they lose against Boston. Really weren't leading that game much, if at all. Trailing most of the game. They lose 120-107 to the Celtics. They beat down the Magic, which isn't saying much. And then against Houston in their last game, a shocking result. I know it was back-to-back for them, but still to lose to the Rockets, 123-112. as 10.5-point favorites. So certainly you could expect the Grizzlies to want to respond and answer back and play much better in this game. But at the same point in time, the Pelicans are playing some great basketball at the moment. 4 wins in their last 5. They had a lead against Denver in the fourth quarter, ended up letting the Nuggets come back to force overtime. And tough one for me. I had the Pelicanos there plus the points at Denver, and they end up losing by 8 in overtime. Really, really unfortunate loss there for me from a betting standpoint with New Orleans in that game. When you look at it, Ingram, by the way, we got to keep our eye on his status. He's questionable with a hamstring injury. And look, he did everything he could against Denver. 38 points in that game, 9 assists, just shy of a double-double, 5 rebounds for Ingram in that game against Denver. He was terrific, did everything he could, and obviously would be a big loss for the Pelicans if he doesn't play tonight against this very, very strong Memphis team. So keep an eye on that. He's a game-time decision. I still lean Pelicans here. I'm always interested in them getting this number of points here. I understand Memphis is probably a little upset with losing to the Houston Rockets, as they should be. But I'm not ready to lay 6.5 here necessarily with this spot. So I'm leaning toward New Orleans here. They've been an undervalued side for a better part of the last week or two. I lean to them plus 6.5, but I'll probably only pull the trigger if Ingram's in because he is that important to this New Orleans team. I believe we got the Dono train in action again. Rayhan High. Rayhan Hyder, thank you very much. $20 dono. We appreciate you very much. Can't wait to smoke with y'all. You're going to be in San Antone. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. Who isn't going to be in San Antone at this point? The cool people are going to be in San Antonio. So make sure you get your ass down there. It's only a couple weeks away. So if you're on the fence or you haven't booked flights and booked accommodations yet for when you're in town, you better get to it. You better get to step to it. Pitter patter. Let's get at her. Let's go. You got to book your place right now in this for this Pubapalooza coming up in a couple weeks down in San Antonio, Texas. All right, Wham, what do you think here? New Orleans, Memphis.
Yeah, man, I really think this gonna be exciting, man. Next 2 weeks, bro. Can't wait to be out there, for sure. And I'm on the Pelicans here as well, man. I'm on the Pelicans. I gave it out on Jimmy's show at 6.5. I took it at 5.5 here, so obviously I don't like hearing the Ingram news after I took this pick, but I still believe that even if he isn't in, you got to take that in consideration now at this point. I still believe that there may be enough, spit, as far as like this team being able to cover the spread, even though the Memphis Grizzlies, like we said, been phenomenal. The way I would look at this game, in the situation, it kind of favors the Pelicans. Both the teams are off a loss for the season. I'm sorry, off the loss last game. The Pelicans have covered 8 of the last 10 road games, so this have been a pretty good spot for them as of late. CJ just made this team totally different, bro. Allowed my guy Herb Jones not to really be relied on, scoring. He could really just lock in on defense. He's been doing that on that other end. So I do expect them to continue to hold people in the paint. I mean, for the season, they're holding opponents to 44 points in the paint. Y'all know how I look at this damn Memphis Grizzlies team. If I'm going to go against them, bro, it got to be somebody that's playing some type of defense down low. So I think they are going to play some type of defense, even though, Memphis Grizzlies, they did have 72 points in their last game against the Rockets, in the paint. They were able to get there and against them, but this is going to be a different team. I do like the Pelicans. I'm not really happy about Ingram. I hope he plays for sure, but if I think he may play here, but Achilles is something you just don't, you don't know. You could just sit that one out. That's a serious situation. So I'll leave it to that. But this is something I did lock in. I did take the 6.5. I do like this team a lot. I think they're playing really good on perimeter and holding opponents to 41%, which is number 1 in the last 5 games. That's pretty good defense just based off of what, you've seen from my guy Herb. I'm telling you, like, Herb is just long athletic, having other guys, fall off there, making the job easier for everyone else. So I like this pick. I like Pelicanos, like my guy Dutch would say.
Yeah, and you know what I like too is I like CJ over assists, over 5.5 assists. His assist numbers have gone up with the Pelicans as well. This guy's dishing out 8 and 9 assists 3 of the last 4 games. It's only 5.5. He only needs 6 assists to cash that. So CJ McCollum over assists is a good look, I think, for props tonight in this game. All right, Dutch, Pelicanos, Grizzlies.
Yeah, man. Hey, big shout out to our guy X Nizzle, Zachary. I see you, my dude. And Mr. Hyder, once again, appreciate the dono. And I believe he said this motherfucker running a dispensary or something, bro. So if that's the case, my guy, nothing but top
Give him
shelf and
some
indica
business,
only.
Dutch. Yeah,
Yeah,
when you're down
indica
there. Got
only,
to.
bro. And you know what I'm saying? Show me what you got. But yeah, man, this game, man, I was really excited to fuck with the Pelicanos here, to be honest with you. Didn't pull the trigger yet, and I'm fucking thankful I didn't, to be honest. So, the Pelicanos starting, I was looking, I'm like 6-1 ATS last 7 on the road. I mean, we touched on it. They've been playing good basketball. 8-1 overall last 9 on the they're 6-1 ATS last 7 as road dogs. 8-1 overall last 9 on the road against the number 4-1 ATS last 5 versus the Grizzlies. So they play against these boys. Well, Tony B did mention it in the chat as well. Big Val obviously going against his whole team with Adams. Should be a good matchup. 7-1 ATS last 8 meetings versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies have came back down to earth a little bit, like my man Ian mentioned. They lost 2 out of the last 3. They're allowing 120 plus points in both losses, so they can't stop nobody. Is really what it comes down to. But no BI, no motherfucking bueno for me, to be honest with you. So I will sit back. I will wait. This is not a backwood if BI is out there. If BI don't go, I probably don't bet the Grizzlies. I just sit back and watch the game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pelicanos still find a way. But no, thank you. If Bi's out, I don't like it.
Yeah, and I don't like it as much without Ingram either. So his status very important, no doubt about that. For the but I do like McCollum over assists regardless. I think that's a good prop here. All right, Milwaukee, Oklahoma City. We got the Bucks 13.5 point road favorites, 230.5 the total in this one. Milwaukee starting to, are they flipping that switch and trying to get themselves right for the postseason or the regular season stretch drive here into the playoffs? They played probably some of their best basketball here. Last 4 games, Charlotte, Miami, Chicago, Phoenix, pretty good victories. The last 3 especially. You beat the Heat, the Bulls, and the Suns. Pretty nice trio there. Nice trifecta of quality victories for the Milwaukee Bucks. But this is not a Milwaukee spot necessarily. They go on the road, face lowly Oklahoma City, and they've got Atlanta, Golden State, and Utah right after this. Bigger games, better competition right on deck. So this has definitely got sleepwalk, maybe, written all over it. And the betting markets might be onto this. Milwaukee down to 13.5. I think this is a first half potentially for Oklahoma City. I've actually had some success with Oklahoma City first half, and they're just not good enough to hang for 48 minutes. This is kind of like what happened with the Bucks and the who was it right after it was with the Thunder and the Suns right after the All-Star break, where the Thunder, I split it up first half and full game. The first half cashed with the Thunder, and then they got blown out in the second half. This could be the similar thing. The better team just takes over in the second half. But I think in the first half, I'd look a little at the Thunder here, plus 6.5 or plus. First half is plus 8 for the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first half. And I lean to them full game as well, because the one thing is as long as they've got SGA and Trey Mann, they can score. They're not going to stop Milwaukee at all. They're not going to be able to contain Giannis. That's the biggest problem. Lou Dort, their best defender, remains out. Giddey is out. Ty Jerome, Muscala, Robinson, Earl, Kenrich Williams, they're all out. It's a banged-up Thunder team. But I just wonder if the focus is there for the Bucks. So I like the first half with the Thunder. Lean full game, but I like the first half, plus 8 more with the Thunder. And I like the over. I think the over is a good bet. We've seen the Thunder without Dort and with SGA back. They've been able to score enough, and their defense has definitely not been good. So the game probably could get over that 230 in terms of the total here. Dutch, what do you think? Bucks, Thunder.
Yeah, I got H-Town liking the over here. Some solid numbers to back that up as well. Tiffany, our girl, says it's going to be a blowout. But yeah, my man, Lucky Power, you all right? And this is why you laid a motherfucking 150, because this is backwood motherfucking 3. Yeah, man.
There it is. Backwood 3. He's not going to get to 5. The most he can get to is 4, because there's only one game after this. So no Lou Bega today. It's going to be 4 at the most for our guy Dutch in terms of backwood for the Tuesday card. All right, Whammo, what do you think here? Milwaukee, OKC.
Yeah, I wonder what would my backwood line would be at this for today. That would have been interesting. Yeah, man, I like SGA in this game, but I'm kind of worn in what Tiffany said, man. Maybe this being a blowout, bro. I don't know, man. 26.5, even though he's hit it 6 straight times, bro. 26.5 seem like the books may be knowing something too. Like this might be a blowout. And they're giving us the number that we want right here. So I'm gonna stay away from this game. It is a backward for me, but I will say this is kind of reeking a blowout here for the Bucks. They're just on the road, kind of something I don't want to trust. But it is Thunder, man. They could get it and fold easily. But like you mentioned, though, Ian, as long as they got SGA and Trey Mann out there, they may be able to get them stats, man. So that's the reason why I'm leaning towards SGA. So if you ain't scared, man, don't go to church. Hit that SGA, man, over 26.5. That might be a play.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got to be the guy to fill it up for the Thunder in a game like this, too, with everybody that is currently missing in action. All right, final game on this Tuesday NBA slate, LA Clippers, Golden State Warriors. Warriors, rather, 6.5 point home favorites at New Oracle in San Francisco. The total in this one, 222.5, pretty much across the board. Warriors are just definitely in a funk right now. They are on a back-to-back as well. Third game in 4 nights. Fourth game in 6 nights as well here for the Golden State Warriors. So they've played a lot of games in a short period of time. We've got a rest advantage for the Clippers. I kind of like the clip joint here, getting the points. I mean, Golden State is not playing well. The Clippers, look, we've got to sit Ty Lue down and sit this team down and ask them, what the fuck, you guys? Losing 116-93 at home to the Knicks. I mean, that was absolutely a horrible, pitiful performance by the Clippers. But prior to that, they had been playing pretty good ball for the most part. Now, you could say it was schedule related. They beat a combo of the Rockets and the Lakers multiple times. But still, they hung tough with the Suns. They beat Golden State at home a few weeks ago. They beat Dallas on the road. They actually have played better their last 9 games, the Clippers. But that game was just a bad one against the New York Knicks last night. So we'll see how this one goes. Warriors, obviously, losing last night. Of course, they sat everybody. It's a good point. Billy mentions it. That's right. We've talked about this yesterday where it was everybody out, and now you're going to have Steph. You're going to have Clay. You're going to have Andrew Wiggins all on the floor tonight for the Warriors in this game. It looks like Gary Payton, a game-time decision. It looks like Otto Porter as well, but definitely, and Green is going to be out. What else is new? Draymond Green's still out, but everybody else looks like they could be back here for this game. Warriors, yeah, they might want to make a statement, but I mean, they're definitely not been good from a spread standpoint. 2-8 in their last 10 games against the spread. When you're losing to the Lakers and you're losing to, you're losing to teams you shouldn't be losing to, you got some issues here. For the Warriors right now. I know they're going to have guys back, but Clippers are probably bringing it here too after a terrible game against the Knicks. I still lean Clippers, even with Golden State obviously at much better full strength. We'll see. Clippers for me, though, if I were to bet this one. Dutch, what do you think? Clippers, Warriors?
Yeah, man, I really agree with everything you said, my guy. Big shout out to Sam Comer too. I see you, my dude. I really agree. Yeah, and you said it well. I don't know how you can't take the Clippers here. Really, I don't know how you wouldn't. Like coming off of the ass whooping that very very surprising game. You touched on it, Ian. So I mean, coming off of that, I think you're going to obviously get the best game from the Clippers. I think Reggie Jackson might be dancing on these motherfuckers. To be honest with you, the Clippers 4-0 ATS last 4 as a dog, 7-2 overall last 9 against the number. And they're 5-1 against the number on 1 day's rest last 6. And they love this trip. They love the trip from LA to the Bay. They love it. 6-1 ATS last 7 in the Bay against the motherfucking Warriors. 5-2 overall last 7 meetings. I know the Warriors don't back. We can't really talk about the back-to-back situation because half the motherfuckers didn't play last night. But the role players, the bench players did play. So look for that to catch up. I believe that will be a factor. But simply, man, the Warriors, why the fuck would you back these motherfuckers? Ian gave you the numbers. You could say, oh, it's a spot. They've been waiting for what? The fucking Clippers to come to town? Come on, bro. I mean, they're 0-6 ATS last 6 at the house, 1-7 straight up last 8, 0-5 straight up last 5 in conference. I don't know how you back the motherfucking Warriors here. I would only look the Clippers, and we all know that I'm in no rush to bet the motherfucking LA Clippers, but I believe it's Clippers or Nathan here when it comes to the Warriors. I just don't think they have it right now. I don't really give a fuck who's out on the court. Until Draymond comes back and sets that tone, the Warriors ain't it.
All right, no Warriors for Dutch either tonight. Looking at the Clippers in this one, what do you think, Wham? LA Clippers, Golden State.
Yeah, I'm right here with you guys, man. I just think that without Draymond, bro, they just can't really stop a nosebleed, man. They're just allowing anybody to score on them. The only wins that they have is against Portland and the Lakers, bro. Like over the last 11 games, bro. That's not good, man. It don't matter who's in the fucking lineup. You know what I mean? They just don't know how to click it all together. I will say though, we did call the Moses Moody yesterday, man. He had 30 points, bro. Don't stop the rain, man. Maybe let that young boy cook. Let that young boy cook, Steve Kerr. Let that young boy cook. But I think the Warriors, bro, they probably are in a rude awakening. They got all these wing players to throw at these different guys. They won't be able to take advantage of what they've been allowing in the paint. Golden State over the last 5 games, they allowed 53 points in the paint. This team's scoring about 43 points in that same span. So I don't think the Clippers are going to be able to take advantage of that. But maybe the manipulation through the offense, there may be some actual chess match moves going on with Ty Lue is on display in this game. So I do expect it to be an actual interesting game to watch. And then longer, I think the Clippers can make it close. So I do like the 6.5 with the Clippers here, bro. So that's the way I'm looking here. This is one of those games, you know how I look, bro. If the game's looking good, we got the Garland double locked in. We're gonna go on the Clippers tonight. So that's the way I'm looking tonight.
All right,
But
looks like
real quick, Ian. Dale Turner in the chat says the Clippers are missing Serge Ibaka. Bro, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody missed Serge Ibaka in 4 years, my guy. Come on, bro. But yeah, man, we'll keep it moving.
He only
Serge
won the team,
Ibaka of
bro.
2018 and 19 with the Raptors would have been missed. Any year with the Thunder, Serge Ibaka, when he
Yeah.
was with the Thunder, they
Minimum
would have
3.
missed him back then. But right now, in his current state, no. You don't miss him quite as much. That's the way I see it with Serge Ibaka's. His downfall and his decline was steep, sharp, and quick. That's what it was with Serge, no question about that. I mean, he was obviously terrific with OKC way back in the day with Durant and Westbrook and that. And obviously the Raptors, too, got a couple of really good years out of him, including the championship season. But since then, it's just been nosedive for Serge Ibaka. It's been tough to see for sure. All right, great stuff from everybody in the chat. We appreciate it. Come on, hit that like button. 295 live viewers for the NBA Pub Hub right now. We appreciate it. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. We want to get 41 more likes for that Mando for the day. We appreciate it very much. A reminder, Pubapalooza is a couple weeks away. We're looking forward to that. So make sure you check that out and get to San Antonio and plan to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. We got Net Profit College Basketball as well, top of the hour with Connor Maxwell Smart, 5 p.m. Eastern, right here on Pub Sports Radio. So stay tuned for that. All right, they've been good. The best bets have been rolling. Dutch's freshest look, 8 straight. It's been rolling. Let's see if we can add to it coming up. Southtown 101, when you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off. Lawnmower 4.0, any Manscaped product at 20% off with promo code PubSports. MyBookie.ag, NBA, college basketball, March Madness, NHL, UFC, it's all ongoing right now. MyBookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. And the Pub Rub, $14.99. There it is, 2 for $25. Check it out on the website and get yourself some, pubsportsradio.com. All right, best bets. Dutch's freshest look to wrap up the show. Yeah, J Money in the chat. Welcome in. I got an appointment. No big deal. See you, my friend, next Tuesday. No worries. Best bets, freshest look. How about we start with the guy looking for a 9th straight freshest look here on the NBA Pub Hub. Dutch, what do you got?
Yeah, man. Freshest look, we're going to motherfucking Charlotte. And you know, they call it Tobacco Road, which is fitting because these Hornets about to get fucking smoked. And if you didn't know, now you know. Brooklyn, -3.5, 4.5, whatever you could get, double digits win. It's good money.
There you go. Brooklyn -4, 4.5 right now against Charlotte. Freshest look, looking for 9 in a row with the freshest look. Dutch here on the Tuesday NBA Pub Hub show. Wham, best bet.
Yeah, man. I feel that one right there. I'm right there with you, brother, on the Nets there. But I'm gonna go here to the Cavs, man. We're gonna go Darius Garland. We've been here before. Double. Still at plus money. I believe you get plus 140 at Bet360, plus 105 on FanDuel. It's Darius Garland, double for me. Let's get back to it, man.
All right, Darius Garland, double for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Best bet for Wham. My best bet, 19-4 run, 83%. Unbelievable. We got to see if we can hit number 20 tonight. I'm going back and forth with the two overs that I like the most, the Indiana game and the Oklahoma City game. I'm going to go with that Cleveland, Indiana, over 223. I like that one. I think the pace quickens and the defense suffers without Jared Allen for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who's going to miss some time. So Indiana should score. Cleveland will score on Indiana because everybody does what they want to do offensively. And they've got Darius Garland on the floor, their most important player offensively for Cleveland. So I like Indiana to score. I like Cleveland to score. I like points. We'll go Cavs, Pacers, over 223 for my best bet on this Tuesday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Up. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us. We appreciate it. A reminder, the NBA Pub Ups, 5 days a week, weekdays, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And stay tuned, Net Profit, college basketball, right here on Pub Sports Radio, 5 p.m. Eastern. At the top of the hour. For Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday night. Let's cash some tickets in the association. Let's have another big night. Enjoy the games. Good luck. We'll see you again tomorrow on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
My fault. Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Yo, salute to the real ones. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, but stay put these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.